I think people who possess the includer theme they quickly notice exclusion that can hurt people or hinder performance, and they seek to facilitate their involvement. And in other words, they're kind of aware of barriers or boundaries to belonging. They really try to bring people in. And obviously this is a relationship theme. I often talk about includer as being social awareness. It's people who sense. There's a kind of a sense of intuition about someone being left out. And so some words that I think relate to this includer theme, a key one is involvement. I think includers expand involvement. They get broader involvement, and that involvement is really not just for the benefit of those who are outside who need to be involved. It's really, I think includers really understand that when we bring outsiders, insiders, that can have a positive impact on the insiders as well. It's not just for the benefit of the outsiders, it's for the benefit of all of us. We're all better when all of us are kind of working together. I think another word is invite. These people are kind of welcoming, invitational people who are always inviting people. Come in. I just got a call from Rick the other day inviting me to work on a project. He got me inside this circle of a really exciting project, and so he was the initiative to that. I think it's also about informing. It's not just getting people inside some social circle. It's making sure that we all have the same information. Making information more broadly accessible can really be an important part. It's also about integrating. I think one of the things that people with includer probably hate is segregation, which is the separation, the segmentation of people. This is really more about integration. It's kind of interesting to think about the frequency of this theme. We've done this with all these themes. 12% of people have includer in their top 5. So it's not one of the most frequent themes, but neither is it one of the rarest of themes. It's kind of in the middle. Basically, if you've got 100 people, 12 of them will have includers. So we see it fairly frequently. The theme that is most often paired with includer is positivity, and that's kind of an interesting thing. I have a feeling there might be some other themes that are pretty highly paired with it, like something like emotion or empathy or harmony. I think might also be kind of paired with it. The theme that is most unlikely paired with it statistically is command, and as we've talked about many times, command seems to be unlikely with a lot of these things because it's not very frequent itself. Another theme that conceptually seems to kind of not be paired very much with includer is maximizer. A lot of times when includer is high on someone's profile, maximizer is low, vice versa, maximizer high, includer. And I think the part of that is there is a discriminating part to maximizer. It's kind of sorting between the best and the rest, and so there is an exclusion. There's a selectivity that goes along with that. I think there are certainly some themes that are similar to includer, that are kind of like it. If you don't have includer, some themes that you might be able to use to kind of compensate for low includer. If you might have woo. I think woo and includer are a lot alike. Both are kind of looking outside the circle for people they can meet. That's similar to includer, who look outside the circle to find people they can bring in. As I mentioned, I think empathy is similar to includer in that it's aware of other people. There's others awareness. It's more of an emotional awareness. I have a feeling many times if you find people that have includer, they'll also have empathy. So they have this both social, emotional awareness that kind of works together. And I think another theme is connectedness. I think includer and connectedness has some overlap, some things that they have in common. I think what all of these themes have in common is they are open. I think there is an openness about this theme, and sometimes I talk about these continuums, open and closed. Includer is on the open side. They want everybody they want there to be access, they want there to be openness. And another theme that I think really could also intensify and enhance includer, or be a substitute for includer as you need it, would be ideation. Ideation is about thinking outside the box. And I think people with includer are interested in involving those outside the circle. So there's something that those two things, an openness, one is more of an openness of mind, the other is more of an openness, a social openness, but sometimes I think we can use one thing to kind of help compensate for another.